really fast-tracked, and it's really nice. Also, we are off.
Alrighty, and we're getting to see, Link's house, just a piece of heart, and we have Sanctuary as a full heart container, so lots of love already. The seed.
Oh yeah, a little bit of love already, and we see Runner and Meekin both pretty synced up. I have to say, Meekin's using my favorite sprite. It's the best.
Yeah, they're all actually using different sprites.
Makes it easier for us, I think, and for everybody watching to follow what's going on. We see checks going up. I think he's going to get a kill and then pull on the tree. See what that is. The trees and all of the prize packs from killing enemies are randomized, so it's always nice to find out what those trees are going to find.
Yo, but Runner Watcher just picked up the boots.
Whoa, the old man, or your uncle, just hooking you up with a pair of boots that quickly. That's really nice. Really good for both of our right side runners.
Well, he is the Runner Watcher, not the Walker Watcher, so it's good for him to get that first. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Kermit just did the hula hand glitch. It's to get a big chunk of change there to start out the game. All these racers are going to need money for many different things throughout the seed, so it's always a good play.
Ooh, we got our first pendant and crystal check. So we did find that Eastern Palace is our only pendant, and the rest are crystals.
That's always nice. The more pendants you see in light, or the more crystals you see in Light World, it means that there's more pendants in Dark World, and hopefully that negates some of the Dark World dungeons that these guys will have to do. Not necessarily, but it's always a chance. It's nice to see, at least as a player.
We also got to see a medallion right off the bat here. We got Quake. So,
yep, good old wavy coin.
Yep. If we need any, let's say, Misery Mire to rock, we're going to be seeing those guys dip in there. With hopefully that medallion. Hopefully it's not a different medallion that they still have to go look for. I mean, for chat, you guys probably want them to be looking all over the place for medallions.
Yep.
Because medallions are one of those things that could be at pedestal at all times, pretty much.
Yeah, and having 1 out of 3 of them and 2 medallion required entrances to 2 of the dungeons, Misery Mire and T-Rock. It's always nice to find them early on. I think it was just 20 rupees in the anxiety tree, the lumberjack location. So that's awesome to see. We don't know if they don't have to do Aghanim's Tower, but anything that kind of leads towards not having to do it is good for these racers. Alright, Thieves Basement. Hey! We found some literacy. The Book of Medora for Chex Human. That is very useful. Seeing at and fire rod. Now that he has a fire source, that's really good. With the combination of the boots that Chex doesn't have yet, Desert Palace could be a really big play for these guys if they have the right equipment mixed together. Runner and Meekin are both going to find that fire source and book as well here in town, and they're going to be able to head into desert. I mean, they still need the glove though, which is unfortunate, but
well, I'm expecting that they'll probably find the glove fairly quickly. But well, they got a sword, so
yeah.
Does potentially do some nice things for them, at least if they miss with a fire rod shot or something. But I'm expecting a glove fairly quickly. They're one of those things that you find fairly early in most seeds, just because, one, there's 2 of them, and of how much stuff they unlock. So let's like Dark World access, and even if not, let's say Dark World access, potentially even just movement itself in the overworld.
Yeah, so far, Kakariko, as well as part of Hyrule Castle, has both gifted these racers with a good amount of progression or possible progression, which is nice to see. It's nice to watch. But man, whenever you get a whole lot of progression early on in the seed, you can kind of go anywhere, and it makes gambles and decisions and Samaria. And Samaria, that's what it also makes. Nice.
Yeah, we got Master Sword already in Kakariko, Cane of Samaria, Fire Rod, the book. We also found the Quake Medallion early, the boots early. So these people are going to be able to check the library and other things normally they'd have to route back for later. So there's a lot of good benefits about what they've picked up already. That's going to help make routing easier. Let's say picking up the bottle would be a nice thing about now too. So before they left, they wouldn't have to come back.
Ooh, you know what I realized? With the combination of Book of Medora and Master Sword, they can also check those tablets whenever they get a chance to, whenever they're nearby them. Hookshot on the maze.
Ooh, my goodness.
So...
Oh.
Why is Chex waiting?
Chex deciding Hookshot's not for him. He's instead gonna go... Oh, but yes, and he didn't pick up the boots. That's right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but he is. I think Chex is going to head down here below the Haunted Grove. There are 2 bushes that have a 50% drop of dropping, or a 50% drop rate for bombs. I think he's going to farm one from there and go get that hookshot right away. Oh, both of the bushes failing him first try. But Meekin and Runner Watcher, they're not hesitating. They don't need bombs, even though Meekin has one. You can have this trash, this trash hookshot. Oh man, Chex Human just not getting lucky with these bush drops. I swear they're 50%, guys.
Yeah, he's got one, but he's hoping for more. To be fair, I would do exactly what he's doing. I would pick up the one and I would just go for it and hope that I get bombs along the way somewhere else, because you don't want to spend too much time farming there. Otherwise, you're going to give your opponents an advantage.
All right, Runner and Meekin both going into the swamp release here. Gonna drain the water. There's that glove. There's the glove. Cool tech there from Meekin and Runner Watcher. Hookshotting through the block. As you're pushing it, you can either hookshot or fire rod through the block. It's really cool. Keep you from having to re-enter. But yeah, the glove, of course. There it is.
I can explain later if we get to later how exactly that works, but at the beginning, there's just too much hype going on, so we'll worry about that later.
Yep. The reason why Chex really wanted a second bomb during his farm is because if he goes to South Shore like Meekin is right now, he wouldn't be able to get into this baby Moldarn cave. Runner going straight into Desert Palace. I knew somebody was going to with that combination of equipment. At least Meekin or Runner Watcher's combination of equipment.
Well, exactly. And the other thing about going into it is a crystal dungeon, so they do have to do it anyways. And a vast majority of the time, you're stuck doing the whole dungeon anyway, so why not do it right off the bat? You've got boots, it's quick. You're going to be able to check everything and maybe find progression.
Yep, Chex gets his boots. I bet he's excited to see that. And Runner Watcher is just tearing up this dungeon. Very, very high level execution. He has been at the A Link to the Past vanilla game quite a while now. He is definitely a veteran. He actually taught me, or one of his tutorials is what taught me the basics way back in the day. So I'm kind of rooting for him, to be honest. Sahasrara's hut, love, and a $1.
And Meekin in the back of Escape, unfortunately not yielding too much. Without the lamp, though, going to be trying to go through the dark room here. You know, if there's a really good item down here, this could actually be really good for Meekin.
Yeah, and he did a really nice dark room dash straight into that key rat, picked up the key, and he's already almost to the big plus symbol style room where the chest is hidden.
Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say he doesn't seem to have too much trouble.
But Chex actually just picked up the lamp in the front of Escape, so if Meekin would have actually went the other way, Meekin would actually have the lamp.
Yep, he didn't struggle too much with the dark rooms though, but it will be faster for Chex, of course. And he finds the other cane. Wow, so much equipment for these guys. Not a lot of money, to be honest, but a lot of equipment.
Blue cane is actually my favorite item.
Oh yeah, because it sparkles.
Yes, you remember.
Of course I remember. My favorite item is the Cane of Samaria because you can just break the game with it. Such a fun item. I think Chex is setting up a death warp by taking some intentional damage here. Oh, he needs to be careful. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, he doesn't have a bomb, so he's going to have to run into that red boomerang. He's going to have to run into this guard here.
Guard.
Yep, there we go. Death warp.
Oh.
Runner, you need that key.
Yep.
I talking good stuff about you here, and you're forgetting the basics, buddy. But he's getting ready to go into his first boss fight, while Kermit's in Eastern and Chex is heading towards his darkroom item, which I don't think we got to see what it was. I couldn't catch it, and I didn't see any change in the inventory.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. All right, so we're getting Runner Watcher, who's going to be actually completing this Landmo, and getting a nice one cycle.
Single
very
cycle.
Nicely done.
No magic left over, but man, absolutely, like he couldn't miss a shot. Beautiful boss fight.
That was textbook right there. That was perfect.
So it looks like chat's telling us that the old man coughed up the silver arrows. If that's correct, I just can't believe the equipment that's coming out for this first qualifier releases seed. It is really, really nice.
But that's scary. You know, the big thing about getting so much so early on is that at some point, you know, you have so many places to check, but not very many items left. So, yeah, you know, you're going to eventually be searching for that one item. And in races like this, you could see, you know, the game change very quickly on who's in the lead just from finding one particular item.
Speaking of one particular item, Kermit, unfortunately, gambling on Eastern Palace, he doesn't have the bow, so he cannot complete it. But it is a good idea to check it. It's an awesome gamble, but it did not pay off for him.
But speaking of paying off, Mikan finding the fairy in a bottle, finding the moon pearl, as well as finding the Bombos medallion.
Yeah, again, so much equipment. Mikan is just showing this seed who is boss. The moon pearl, again, with the equipment that they have. I mean, hammer would be nice at this point. Oh, another bottle on the floating island there. That's not too great. Wow, Runner Watcher, fast baby Moldorm cave. Very good execution. He's going to get his tempered sword here from this hype cave, which I would say is pretty hype. I mean, a sword upgrade, yeah, that's hyper hype. Chex getting the bonk rocks near Sanctuary. I thought we did this earlier. Of course, it was the wavy coin, so a few other people did.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused. I see.
I think Chex was the only one who hasn't gone to that point yet.
Now, while Mikan's heading into desert, I'm watching Runner here. I wonder after he does Ice Rod Cave, if he'll head down and do fake flippers. Having... it could pay off. He could check to see what's on Lake Hylia Island. He could go to Hobo. He doesn't have the money for Zora. Almost. More than half. But he's not going to.
Starting to think of Agaseed here.
It's possible.
The glove, we got the moon pearl, but you know, they've gone through a vast majority of what they can, pretty much. We've seen Death Mountain, we've seen Desert, we've seen Eastern, we've seen the Overworld. We now have a bottle we can check, so maybe that will yield Hammer. But we've seen Escape, so you know, we're still missing that Hammer.
Now it's possible for Runner to have held off on the Hyrule Castle for the exact reason that you're talking about, Aghanim. He could, you know, finish out the sewers and then death warp back to the front of Hyrule Castle and just head straight up there.
Well, he's actually just going to pick up the lamp here, so that's yeah, that's going to be the trigger that I think makes him think about Aga.
That's
because
right.
Until you get the lamp, you really don't want to go see Aga, because those dark rooms, they're not really ones that anybody really practices, just because you really don't want to go to Aga in the dark when you don't have to.
If I had to sequence break Aghanim's tower, I would prefer having the fire rod, which, you know, these guys have had since the beginning. But still, that dark labyrinth is such a pain. It's one of the harder dark rooms.
And I just noticed we also got the cape on Mikan's screen as well.
Of course we do. A partial progression item, seeing as you can get through Bumper Cave with it, might have something important there. And if they didn't have, 10 swords already, all of these guys, they'd be able to get into Aghanim's Tower through that means.
10 swords?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Well, I mean, collectively, what we have 3, 6, 9, 12 altogether. Once. Oh, no. Chex and Kermit don't have temper. My bad. Wait, that makes it 10. I totally just made that up, and I was right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Quick maths.
Great math. Yeah, Runner. Oh no, he takes a death, but then just saves and quits. Wow, Mikan is taking a laser to the face. He's almost through desert as well to get his first crystal. And let's see what Chex is doing here. Spiral Cave. Oh, Kermit. Now he's checking Ice Rod. I wonder if he's going to attempt a sequence break. When a seed starts to bottleneck, even with a lot of equipment, and you're afraid you're going to have to go do Aghanim's Tower, sometimes it can really, really pay off to sequence break with like fake flippers and whatnot.
Oh, the bow in Spiral Cave. But the thing is about the sequence break, most of these runners are going down to Ice Rod Cave before they're going up Death Mountain, just based on the equipment that they have. And so they're not getting the Moon Pearl. And so, sequence breaking, they're just going to be sequence breaking Hobo and Zora when they're going to eventually have to come back and get, the waterfall, the other item that's up there. They have the boots, so they could do the stored water block to get the item on the other side of the waterfall. But I don't see them making that sequence break for at least more than one item.
Yeah. Maybe if it fully bottlenecks into Aghanim's Tower being required, maybe then we'll see some desperation sequence breaking, but maybe not. Now, Mikan is checking Aghanim's Cave, Sahasrara's little brother. I don't remember anybody else checking this, or at least Runner when he was over here. He might have.
I think somebody did. I've seen it, and I think it was like a heart piece or something garbage.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit of garbage instead of a little bit of love.
Yep. Oh, it was powder. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah, that is a lot of love, actually.
Yep. Definitely not garbage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for these high tier, high level runners, it's not fully garbage. I mean, there's a little progression with like the Bat Cave in Dark World, but man, it kind of seems like all 4 of these runners have been kind of going to an area, checking almost everything, but leaving one thing behind, and that one thing seems to be some kind of progression. Like the bow being in Spiral Cave, that's really big. Very, very, very big. Always required for every seed that we play. Runner gets his, mountain hype cave equipment. A lot of good stuff.
So I wonder with with the bow being on Spiral Cave. Eastern Palace is a pendant, and I don't believe when I saw before that anybody picked up anything really exciting from Eastern yet.
I was about to say the same thing.
And you could see potentially something really good being at Armos Nights. Now, I wasn't exactly item counting either, because right at the beginning, when there's a lot of people picking up some stuff, it's a little bit hard to item count. Yep. So I wasn't exactly item counting. So I don't know if there even is an item on Armos, but this is definitely not the green pendant. So
you know what, though? You know what? For one, Mikan is going in here without the bow, which is unfortunate, but that pendant could lead to a pedestal progression item. We have no idea yet. We have no idea.
Kenny's here hoping for a pedestal. It's totally, if it's a pedestal, it's not my fault this time.
I didn't say that. I said it's a possibility, which is it's objective. It is a possibility at the moment. Bottle. Oh, the net from the sick kid was nothing important. I was kind of hoping that it was, but nope. Let's see how Chex Human handles the Land Molus fight.
Yeah, we have almost all dungeons here. Runner Watcher, I think, is going to be heading towards Eastern right now as well. So we're pretty much going to have everybody in a dungeon. If Runner Watcher hurries in before Chex Human can beat...
I don't think he's going to make it.
I don't think he's going to make it.
Yo, the silver arrows.
That was so fast.
Beautiful. Beautiful fight. So, again, if you guys didn't believe us, these are going to be very, very fun races to watch. A lot of high-tier runners, and... man, I'm excited. Meekin doing the dark room here for the button. Gets it over with fast. Let's see how fast he gets this key. It's unfortunate he doesn't have the bow or the lantern at this point.
Yeah, that Meekan's done a lot of... I don't want to say sequence breaks, but Meekan going into the back of Escape when, you know, the lamp was in the front, skipping out on... Spiral Cave when the bow was right there pretty much. He's unfortunately been having a lot of negative luck.
Yeah, gambling is a viable strategy for Randomizer, of course, but sometimes it's exactly what you don't want to happen. And having like the boots, you probably shouldn't skip something like the Spiral Cave. I know it's quite a long walk, but having those boots makes it super easy. Maybe he just figured I'm going to have to come back to the mountain anyway. But, hey, he'll be pushed up there sooner or later, especially if Eastern Palace is required.
Okay, so I just have to say, look at Kermit's menu. Okay, it probably won't be as nice now with the powder, but it was literally a circle.
That's awesome. I'll have to keep an eye out for it.
First time I'd ever seen it be like a straight up circle.
And for anybody that doesn't know, A Link to the Past menu is not intuitive. You know, you can't just hit down when you want to go to the item below what you currently have equipped. You have to hit left and right. It's not that bad, but it can be if you have a really messy menu. You know, if it's like down and to the left, you can't just hit down to go to it. That's what I meant to say. So having an ugly menu can cost you time. Sometimes you just want to find equipment to clean up your menu and make it a little bit more easy to navigate. Ooh. Okay, Chex is about to get his third sword. Oh, and he gets across the top of that pit. I like that little strat there.
See, at this point in time, I think that I would have taken the Aga gamble probably about the time that I got the lamp.
Oh, I totally would have sequence broke for like Hobo, that one item, hoping it'd keep me out of Aghanim's Tower. Oh, Willard J. Bradley. I wasn't lying. I just spoke incorrectly. I was mistaken. But it is true. If you are on an item or on equipment and you want to go down left or down right on your menu, you have to hit left and right instead of down. It can be a pain. And you know it's true.
Yep.
Of course, the Kappas. Of course. Kermit's about to get his silver arrows. Hopefully, he heads up the mountain and gets his bow and, you know, Pearl and all the other amazing gear. I think it was also Bombos. So much stuff on the mountain.
Bombos, the bottle.
Yo, Runner Watcher with the game knowledge here in Eastern Palace, grabbing some more money. He very well could sequence break with the Pearl and boots, especially to Zora now.
Speaking of sequence break, that's exactly what Chex is doing here.
Yep.
Checking,
money.
Okay.
Money on the island.
Not anything particularly great at this point. He does need money if he plans on going to Zora, that's for sure.
Yeah, maybe the Hobo will throw him a few $100s here. Probably not, though. Probably not. I wonder if he'll sequence break back out of Hobo. No, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, he thought about it. Okay, yeah, he's doing it. Nice. I love this strat. I love it. I don't know where he's going afterwards. Maybe just check the two items in the wishing well, the fairy fountain.
Waterfall and Zora.
Yep. Yep.
But
And at least get the intel on Zora.
Hopefully he's, well, I mean, he'll get the intel on the ledge, but maybe he might get 2 100 rupee drops. Or maybe he will just do something completely different and head towards Eastern, because that's the more logical thing to do without the rupees.
He has the bow in hand, and like we just saw with Runner Watcher, by the way, we totally missed a boss fight with Silver Arrows, the Armos fight. Runner Watcher making no problem with that. But yeah, that is the more logical choice for checks. You're right. Kermit gets his pearl and all that gear from the equipment or from the mountain. See if he gets this little bomb jump here. Oh no, he fell. I didn't jinx it. I'm not in control of anything.
But we're getting to see the waterfall right now. Mikan. Yep. Mikan's in the waterfall. With 50 rupees and a heart. Well, that wouldn't have been enough for checks to get Zora, but it definitely is enough for Mikan, because Mikan already had 503 rupees, I believe.
Yep, and he'll have a little bit of money left over because there are still more things. Bomb upgrade on the ledge. There are still plenty of more things for these guys to have to purchase throughout the seed. You know, like Kiki and don't bonk. Don't bonk, Mikan. If you bonk or get hit by any enemy during the fake flippers, minor glitch, or even water walking, which is still fake flippers, you will die instantly. And in the primary game or the vanilla game, you just soft lock if you move after getting hit.
I actually, depending upon where you bonk, I've bonked over in Zora location once, and it bonked me right onto the ledge. So.
Wow.
Like right onto the, not the ledge, but the water. It's really actually, I wasn't expecting it, but it happened.
You got very lucky.
I was dead. I did. So, we pretty much, I think, have cleared up a vast majority of everything. I don't think there's anything really that they can go to that we haven't already seen, sequence break or not, at this point. Yep. I'm thinking that the play is Aga.
Yep, it's bottlenecked. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else they can do. You're right. Or at least us as spectators, us having the knowledge of everything everybody's done, which they're just all backtracking and covering each other's footsteps. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it.
So now it's going to be the race to see. Mikan, looks like Mikan might be the first one to head there. And yes it is. Now the thing I worry about Mikan is Mikan did, in fact, leave Spiral Cave behind. And I don't know if that was intentional or not. Might have been something that, you know, Mikan was trying to bomb jump, missed the bomb jump, and just said, screw it, we'll go and do something else. Yep. But, you know, in races like these where there's so much on the line, you know, sometimes, you know, the nerves get to you. You kind of forget things.
That's exactly it. This is the first race of the qualifiers. He knows who he's up against. It is quite easy to let your nerves get the best of you and just skip something super easy like, you know, the Sanctuary Chest or maybe Haunted Grove or, you know. I mean, nobody misses those things, but you guys get the idea. We have another racer heading up to Hyrule Castle. Very nice. It is unfortunate that Mikan missed out on that bow, but after this, I mean, the pyramid has to be something good, right? Well, no, not the pyramid. He could get around Dark World.
Yeah, the thing is they have the glove and they have the hook shot.
The hook shot is big.
Like, yeah, the hook shot's gonna lead them other places. But as long as it's not pyramid, that's the big thing, right? Or not pyramid, pod. If pod is a pendant, then that would be really good for Mikan because Eastern was garbage. Like, there's no point, and that bow would have baited Mikan back to Eastern just to avoid the Aga play.
Yep.
So, it was 20 rupees, a blue pendant, and, you know, if, let's say, pedestal is something that's not required, this is actually going to be a little bit beneficial for Mikan because Mikan's got a little bit of a head start, and maybe when Mikan goes up there for Dark World access, let's say, or Dark Death Mountain access, you know, maybe
he'll have the mirror.
Spiral Cave at the same time. Yeah.
Maybe he'll have the mirror when he goes up there. That's a good point. Let's just hope that Pod doesn't have something, you know, bow blocked there are 5 items in pod, even if it is a pendant, and like you said, pedestal. These guys all have the book. They could have went and checked and got that off their mind early on, but nobody has time for that. Not in this high-stakes race.
No, definitely not. I don't think I would be making a pedestal check until I had every item that I needed in order to beat every dungeon for the pedestal.
I don't like Aghanim's Tower. I know it doesn't take long. It gives you that portal in front of Hyrule Castle. It is nice, but man, if I can avoid it, I will. Of course, you know, the pedestal doesn't, you know, prevent you from having to do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's almost through. Mikan is watching Zelda get teleported away. All of these guys in the same dungeon. Finally, I love that the seed bottlenecked for everybody after it was so sporadic when it started out. Just everybody going different directions and so much equipment. Good looking out trackers, by the way. I love you guys. It's always appreciated.
Oh, tracking these, it must be incredibly difficult. So special shout outs to our trackers today. The MVPs, the true MVPs here.
That's right. That's right. And of course you guys too, chat. I mean, you guys always help all of us. Wow, hey. Screen for screen, almost synced up. We have Chex and Kermit on the left side there. I like it.
Yeah, you get to see exactly like how close, you know, just the different routes. It's ironic because Runner Watcher and Mikan at the beginning did the exact same routes. And Chex and Kermit also did the exact same routes as each other. So, like, you're getting to see them both, you know, one side synced, the other side synced, you know. The execution is really, and the routing, it's actually really cool to look at this.
I love that Chex and Kermit keep passing their leads between each other back and forth. Just like one will have better tech in one room and one will have kind of crummier tech for the next room, and it's really awesome. But Kermit is just falling a little bit behind. Not a big deal. What was the pyramid?
The pyramid item was, I don't think, anything good.
Yeah, he jumped down.
Yeah, a full heart container.
Oh, okay, yep. Oski, thank you. Speaking of the MVPs, very appreciated. Mikan going straight to North Dark World. I like this. With the cape in hand also, he can go up to Bumper Cave right away. Check that.
Yeah, and I'm going to be interested to see who map checks first. Because we're going to have to get that map check in real quick because they're just going to look and the thing is, when runners know that they're map checking, they're just like, whoop, okay, done. All right, here we go, map. Oh, gone.
I saw that
there's a red crystal.
Dark World were all crystals.
There's I think a pendant at Swamp or Skullwood.
Swamp was the 6th crystal.
Okay, so we had green pendant Thieves Town, we had red pendant Misery Mire, and we had red crystal Turtle Rock and red crystal Swamp.
Okay, your prediction about the bow helping Mikan might be playing out right now, seeing as it's pushing Runner Watcher towards Pod, which is a crystal. He's going to have to do it anyway. All of these guys are. Very nice Kiki dash there. Keep Kiki from having to walk all the way to the door. Chess game for Mikan. Bomb upgrade. Womp womp. Pendant Thieves Town, in my experience, usually pays off at least with one good item. There's 4 items to be found within the dungeon. And since it's a green pendant, that's another, so that's 5 items. Oh, man. I do like Mire being pendant as well. That's pretty nice.
Ooh, the flute, though, in the first chest in Pod.
Yep. Very good find.
So...
Go ahead, sorry.
We got it. Pretty much, I think everybody except for Chex has checked the map now. I think Chex was coming up here again to check whether or not the heart, or what was on the pyramid here. But yeah, it looks like we pretty much got all the maps in play. I don't think Chex has mapped yet, but I could be mistaken. But it looks like pretty much we have Runner Watcher and Chex and Kermit all heading to Pod. So they're all going to get the flute. Yep. And Mikan in Thieves Town here.
It could pay off for him. It definitely could. With where the pendants are, We do have a possibility for an ice rod on the pedestal. That would be pretty awesome. Fortunately for these guys, I think the 5th crystal is Turtle Rock, which means the Fat Fairy will not have ice rod. That's also really, I mean, it's really good to hear for these guys. So, sorry if anybody's looking for a trolley seed for the racers. That won't happen, but pedestal's still in play.
And so, Mikan not finding anything good in Thieves Town here. That was like map or compass or something, and some bomb inventory upgrade and the big key, which has to be there, but nothing good so far. But Thieves Town is one of those scary dungeons because progression can be in it because of how early it's accessible. Like pretty much anything can be here. It doesn't require many items.
The problem is he might not be able to get to, or there might be an item hidden behind the hammer pegs. And if that is the case, then he might have to revisit this pendant dungeon later on. And that would be pretty unfortunate, especially if he doesn't find anything on the way to Blind.
Yeah, absolutely. Runner Watcher activating the swag duck.
First to activate his flute. Gotta love it.
Oh, yep. I think unless we find a small key, if we don't find a small key in the Maiden's jail cell, then, you know, Mikan will be safe, but looking like we did find the map, we did find the compass in Thieves Town, so...
Yeah, it's not looking good. We will see. He's doing a really good job with the dungeon, though. Oh, I say that, and he runs into an enemy right as I say it for it. Every time. Never fails. But he is making quick work of this dungeon. Ooh, Runner Watcher. Fire Rod in hand, heading up to Skull Woods. I like this play a lot. There are only 2 items in this dungeon, but it is a very, very short dungeon, depending on how you route it. So this could play out really, really well for him.
Ooh. Well, there's that small key.
Yep.
That's probably gonna haunt Mikan for a bit. But I really like the Skullwoods play as well. Finding 300 rupees in that chest.
Yep, Runner is set for the rest of the seed with his money.
And the big key, that's actually nice as well. He's going up, but he doesn't... Oh, yeah, because he went in through that door. Yep, makes sense. Alright, blind fight here for Mikan.
Yeah,
scripted fight. Goodness gracious, we're both saying the same thing.
Of course. He's keeping it within the script. If you let this fight get out of hand, or if you miss any part of it, it can get out of hand very fast. Even with blue mail in a slurry of heart containers. Hey, speaking of mails, there's the red mail. I wonder when he'll turn in that green pendant though. Probably not for a while. He has a lot of Dark World spelunking to do, or scavenging to do. Sorry. Checks probably. Well, he can go north or south. If he goes north, I would agree with it. And there's his map. I like the play into Skullwood so you don't have to visit later. But not having the mirror means that pedestal is still in the back of your mind, because you could have checked. These guys could have checked it if they had the mirror, but it's so far out of the way. So far, Pod hasn't. I mean, other than the flute, it hasn't really paid off very well.
Yeah, Pod hasn't been very friendly this seed. So we got lots of Skullwoods going on. Oop. I think Hex is attempting to get in the door, but not having very much luck here.
Ooh, Sakura, we are getting corrected. Pod has had both the flute and the Titan's mitts.
Oh, I didn't even see the Titan's mitts.
Oh yeah, of course. I saw Runner Watcher picking up black rocks. What was I thinking? I didn't even notice that he picked it up. Again, thank you. Wonderful tracker. Great moth fight. Wow.
That was quick. I blinked. It was dead. Runner Watcher did an amazing Mothula fight.
I didn't blink and I still missed it. It was really awesome. And that is another crystal in his pocket. Chex is on his way to get another one as well. And Kermit's activating his flute.
Got another flute here.
Mikan, did he, I guess he dropped down into, this first part of Skull Woods. So totally different routing than Runner Watcher. But, I mean, they all kind of play out the same way. You might have to get one extra small key and move forward. Check's human, he's not realizing that he has an extra key and he's killing this Gibdos. Finishing the dungeon with an extra key. It's easy to let your muscle memory take over like that.
Yeah, and I just want to mention about the Titan's Mitts. So Titan's Mitts was in a bow-locked pod. Now,
wow.
Mikan might actually end up having trouble with this. There is a minor glitch that Mikan is able to do because of the bottle, but that involves going and buying a potion and then going back to pod. So it's gonna be really interesting. Like we were talking about earlier, Mikan being able to potentially route going back to the spiral cave with, let's say, the mitts or something in order to go and grab the bow, but you know that's not possible now.
Oh man, that is unfortunate. If I'm not mistaken, I think the bottle that these guys have found does have a fairy in it, and you can use a fairy, kill yourself and use a fairy revival to do the same minor glitch. So that's pretty awesome if he knows about that tech. Hookshot Cave,
Ooh, flippers.
Okay. And
the hammer! There we go.
Stop. It's hammer time. The flippers and the hammer is a weird combination. It's like, hey, go to swamp. Just do it. Right? Wouldn't you get that feeling? I mean, I wouldn't go to swamp.
Well, I mean, the one thing I guess that would kind of say go to swamp is more the mirror.
Duh. Putting me in my place.
I mean, you could go to swamp, but you wouldn't get very far because the water would be down.
I said I wouldn't, didn't I? I totally knew what I was talking about. Hype Cave incoming. We're gonna get the mirror here, so it doesn't matter anyway, right?
Okay. Yep. Mirror here.
Well, that's not the mirror.
The mirrors at the dig game. It'd be like antique buried treasure.
Ugh. Don't talk like that. Also, this hype cave was
the worst hype cave. I mean, cave, not crave. I crave hype.
You crave a hype cave.
Yeah, I crave hype, but don't get hype from that cave anymore.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Where is he heading now? He has the hammer equipped. North Dark World. Maybe the catfish? Maybe Runner Water. Runner Water. No, he's not. Yeah, left my sink on running water.
Just
no, he's heading to pod now. So I wonder why he left pod earlier. If he was here already, he didn't have any reason to leave. I don't think.
Hammer, but
oh, that's right. Yeah. Wait, but he didn't go all the way through it, did he?
No, he didn't. I'm just assuming that I don't know, instinct.
oh, maybe I just missed him going through like the dark maze. Once he found a couple of things. Because I know he wasn't low blocked.
He needs the small key from here, and I think that he's done. So he knew that this chest was a small key because it had to be.
Yep. Okay, so yeah. Runner Watcher was counting items, which is really, really awesome for these guys. And no, guys, I didn't forget how to play. I know the hammer is required for pod, and the mirror is required for swamp, of course. Does a lot to keep up with, though.
For runners, it's pretty interesting. Giving my eyeballs some exercise, that's for sure.
Okay, so yeah, he did do the math and know exactly where a small key was to be able to get to this chest here in the vanilla big key location.
So I'm curious about where Mikan is going now.
Ooh, maybe Runner Watcher wasn't counting keys. Small key for a small key. Unless, of course, Helmasaur King has an item.
Well, I mean, that would have had to have been a small key anyways, though. Just because of where Like,
you want to get key locked.
You would use that key to open that door in order to get another key in order to progress. So, like that definitely had to be a small key.
Yep. So easy to forget though. But yeah, see, like a small key right there.
Oh, I know what the issue was. It was probably no hammer in order to progress, and he didn't want a death warp. It would have taken too much time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no mirror, so...
I almost knew that he hadn't fully cleared the dungeon and just left with, like, you know, the flute and Titan's mitts with more items to check. I was curious. Checks? Taking the long way around to Spike Cave?
Yeah, because...
I like it. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
I mean, sometimes it's hard to forget. I mean, sometimes it's hard to remember that you can get to Spike Cave without the mirror. Like going up the other way. Also, sometimes, when you're already in the dark world on the right side, you know, you might as well just go over there instead of saving and quitting and then loading it back up. Blah 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 blah.
Yep. Long trip for 20 rupees, though.
Yeah. So Mikan's about to get the flute, which isn't really going to help Mikan except for hopefully send Mikan back towards Spiral Cave. So Bumper Cave is just 20 rupees. So many rupees.
Yep. Yeah, the seed was very front-loaded with equipment and progression equipment specifically. So we're going to get a lot of backloaded hearts and money as well. Great hammer dash from Chex there. Showing off one of those Japanese 1.0 minor glitches. Oh, and then he misses the second one, but still, very cool tech.
So I'm thinking Mikan's probably next play is going to be Catfish. Because I feel like at this point, saving and quitting here, the only real way to go... I mean, besides going all the way back towards, you know, Village of Outcasts and whatnot, is probably going to Catfish.
Yep. And it could play off. I mean, if we get a soggy mirror, that'd be pretty good for Mikan. But again, without that bow, it could just push him into a wild goose chase. It could be a long time before he gets it, depending on the gear that he finds and when he finds it. What was Digging Game?
Digging Game was a shield upgrade.
Okay. That's not nothing. I love the fire shield. It's so pretty. Here we go, guys. Catfish. A little wiggle from Mikan. Wiggle for good luck.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Oh, just money. Soggy rupees, and he's not even going to pick them up.
Nope. No need. At this point, hopefully he goes to the mountain. Go to the mountain! No, he's going to activate the
Go to the mountain, Mikan. Everybody give your power to Mikan. Runner Watcher coming into the Turtle Party room. Goes really well, except for that one turtle decided to go south a little bit further than his hammer hitbox would allow him to hit it. But he gets through really quickly, no shenanigans, and he's heading into his Helmasaur King fight. Mikan's activating his flute. Nice. Everybody has a musical instrument.
Let's go to Death Mountain, Mikan.
I love Runner Watcher doing the non-sword out strat for Helmasaur King.
Less leg frames.
Yep, and he has blue mail and a ton of health, so he's not too worried.
Silver's just one hit to the face would take him out, but that's an extra menu. Hits. Yeah.
Very fast Helmasaur King fight. Just tanking damage and not caring. Kermit's heading back up to the mountain. Wow, Runner Watcher has a lot of crystals. Doing very well with this seed. Mikan fluted to the witch and realized he has the powder and not the mushroom.
Yep.
I thought maybe he was going to go in and buy a potion like you had said, maybe not knowing that he can use a fairy to revive and the minor glitch, you know, to get out of bow blocked pod.
Mikan must be wondering where he left an item.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, because it just seems like I don't think he remembers that it's the bow in Spiral Cave. Well, he doesn't know it's the bow that's in Spiral Cave, but the fact that there's an item in Spiral Cave, I don't think he remembers that he left it behind.
Yeah, for anybody. What?
The mirror.
Where? What?
In the mini miner cave.
Really? Well, that opens up the seat a whole lot.
But Runner Watcher saved and quit instead of going to do Checkerboard Cave. So is that everything? No, because he needs the ice rod.
Yeah, he needs ice rod. Now, for anybody that's just joining us or they didn't catch it, we're 50 minutes into this race, and very early on at the maze game in Kakariko Village, that's where these guys found the hook shot, which led them up the mountain, and Mikan missed out on Spiral Cave having the bow. The bow blocks the Titan's Mitts in Palace of Darkness, so a minor glitch actually, or the minor glitch for a sequence break actually would help him out, but it would still put off that bow even longer. Hopefully he remembers quickly. Also, I didn't see that the mushroom was in Hookshot Cave when Runner Watcher was doing it. I don't think he turned it in.
Nope, not yet.
Gotta love fetch quests. You know, shovel and all that kind of stuff. Powder being another one. Look where Mikan's going, everybody.
We might be getting Spiral Cave.
Yep, he's going to kick himself, seeing as how early he could have gotten this. And like you said earlier, saving him time from having to go into Eastern Palace, return to Eastern Palace. That could come back to haunt him. He might end up heading in there and not finding anything other than a pendant.
So we have the dungeons Tower of Hera, Swamp Palace, Ice Palace, and Turtle Rock. It's really the ones that still need to be looked at. Swamp Palace is in fact a red crystal, so Turtle Rock is a red crystal, which means the ice rod can't be at the Pyramid Fairy, but pretty much anywhere else. And so I think that most of these runners are going to start clearing a vast majority of dungeons just as quickly as possible. And I'm kind of surprised Runner Watcher is in Swamp of all places, because Swamp is one of those places that you like to be able to go mode when, let's say Tower of Hera, you could still potentially find, I mean, it's only 2 items versus 6, but Tower of Hera, you pretty much have to do the whole thing, whereas Swamp, you know, if you go mode it, it's pretty fast.
Yep, and he does have the mirror, so he can get to Hera really quickly as well. He doesn't have to take the long, convoluted route around East Death Mountain. Speaking of the mirror, Runner Watcher having it opens up a ton of locations. So at least he's dungeon diving, hoping to find the ice rod along the way. But there's so many places that can be checked still. Speaking of which, checks is an ice rod, or an ice palace, which I think this is where ice rod should always be, even in the vanilla game. Just makes sense, doesn't it? So nice.
But Blue Mail, you got a color cord.
Oh yeah. Well, then he needs to get rid of that tempered sword, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just throw it away. Throw it in the.
Yep. Throw away the tempered sword checks. Order unsword. What is the code? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
Sword down. I think that's what it is.
Oh man, nothing for Runner Watcher so far in Swamp, and Chex getting one of the 3 pieces of equipment in Ice Palace already in that first chest. I always hope for a small key in that first chest to make use of it throughout Ice Palace. You can route it very efficiently with a small key starting out. 300 rupees for Runner Watcher. It's possible that Argus, the boss of Swamp Palace, is holding the big key, I think, or Runner Watcher is just skipping the west side of the dungeon. I'm not sure. I did not catch his middle dungeon gameplay.
And normally, if you're just looking for one item, you'll just go to the boss and hope that the boss has it. And then, if they don't, then you can always go back in. But if you go left side and then the boss has the item, then it's kind of annoying. So if you're looking for more than one item, though, that's a different story.
Check's setting up the bomb jump. He set it up really fast last time, or his first attempt, but he didn't get into the right second position. But he gets it that second time around, so he is through, completely breaking. Oh, what did I say anything for? What am I doing? I'm sorry, Chex.
You're jinxing them.
Yeah, I am. I'm so sorry, Chex. He did get it again though, pretty quickly. Kind of low on health though.
A little bit, but we do have powder, so not the biggest deal.
Yeah, and a fairy in a bottle, if I'm not mistaken.
Plus, yo, he just got the double heart refill.
I saw that. Gotta love a dupe. Gotta love a dupe. Oh, but then he missed. Something about A Link to the Past. You try to heal one heart and you lose two in the process. Just classic A Link to the Past. Good boss fight from Kermit there, getting another crystal.
So getting Bombo's tablet is a red rupee. Mikan checking the checkerboard cave that Runner Watcher left. I hope this isn't the ice rod.
That would be so unfortunate for Runner Watcher. Oh, it is not. 50 rupees.
It is 50 rupees.
Okay, checks coming in on two more quick chests and Ice Palace. I'm telling you, this is where Ice Rod should be.
Right in this room, or in this just dungeon?
I'd say in this room, but I'm usually wrong. Yeah, say usually. Well, I think he has. I think he still has two more items to be found in this dungeon. I've only seen the one heart piece. Oh, hey.
There's Ether.
Yeah?
Yep, which we didn't need.
Did not need it.
Nope. Misery Mire is in fact Bombos, and Turtle Rock is Quick. So.
We have Ether, check. I like this. Now, Mikan could end up finding the Ice Rod before the other guys. And it would just completely fix that deficit of time that he lost from missing out on Bo for so long.
Imagine Tower of Hera. Imagine Tower of Hera Ice Rod.
Oh, man. Oh, man. So early. Just like the bow.
Yeah.
Great tech from Runner Watcher there. Nice little double bomb to keep the pegs up. It's not much, but it saves a little bit of time whenever he goes to do this bomb jump.
So we have at the witch we have a blue rupee. Oh darn! The best item.
That fetch quest did not pay off. Couple of checks here for Mikan. Let's find out. Oh, small key. Well, that stinks. I think, yeah, he's going to bomb jump instead of hook shot across. Just because he can. And this isn't even the bonk bomb jump that... Oh my goodness. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the Ice Rod in Tower of Hera.
Who called it? Oh,
you
yeah.
Did. You did.
And who said pulling ahead? Mikan's probably gonna head towards the East Death Mountain with the Titan's Mids. Gonna pick up those flippers, gonna be picking up that hammer, and then gonna go mode.
Yeah.
Gonna go mode all the rest of the dungeons, both Ice Palace and Swamp Palace, and that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so lucky, man. It's so good to see too, because of how, I mean, he sat on his map for a good 45 seconds just wondering, where did I forget? And then finally finding that Ice Rod. Or finally finding that bow. Wow. Yeah, he's heading straight to East Death Mountain.
Yep. This is the plays. This is the good plays.
Okay, so two of the trolley locations that I was kind of hoping for, to be honest, was either Pedestal having Ice Rod or maybe like a really deep T-Rock Ice Rod. Those are always super painful. And we don't have to worry about that anymore, at least for Meekin. But these other guys could make a bad gamble.
So we have Chex. Chex looks like nope. He's going to Ice Palace again. Maybe might be just going to Zora area because I don't think he's checked that. Oh, something's missing the big key. Runner, watch your nose.
Every time any of us do that, it feels really bad.
So
and look where Meekin is.
Yep, Meekin's about to go in a hookshot cave and get the rest. You know, this is crazy. I just can't believe that, you know, Meekin probably felt so far behind. But right away, Meekin is just going to be in the lead here with all these items and nowhere to go. I mean, everywhere to go, but, you know, you get the point. So pretty much, Meekin now just picked up the flippers, picked up the hammer. Gonna be able to do Pod, Swamp Palace, Ice Palace, Turtle Rock. Gonna be a few dungeons behind, so gonna have to make up a bunch of time here. But yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of time. Well, I mean, he's gonna be able to. Just Swamp alone is a handful of minutes, and then Ice Rod, or not Ice Rod, Ice Palace. He's gonna be able to, NMG style go mode it, not have to worry about anything. And he's getting T-Rock out of the way while he's up here. I kind of like this. Whenever he comes back for Ganon's tower, he'll be able to just run in here and hit the portal and head straight over. Save a little bit of time. Hopefully, Chex, Kermit, and Runner Watcher don't gamble on a T-Rock Ice Rod. I don't see why they would when they can go to Hera first, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Ooh, that's a fantastic view of that Ice Palace room.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, look, the chest! It just appeared!
Yeah, this is magical. That is a big frog. Where is he going?
I can't see him.
What? Well, yeah, he is way too big of a streamer for me.
He's too big of a streamer.
Yeah.
Kermit, please.
There goes the fire bar.
Come back down to our level.
Look at that skull pot. I am so confused. I'm so confused. It's just an ice rod. It's not worth it, Kermit. I feel like maybe I should say something to him in the IRC, but I'm enjoying it a little bit too much, you know?
No, they're working on it.
Yeah, I know. It's enhanced.
I just can't.
Enhanced Kevlar. That's awesome. Okay, so to catch everybody up, yes, Hera did have the ice rod and the pearl, vanilla pearl location, and Meekin is going to be able to go mode so many enormous dungeons, Ice Palace and Swamp specifically, that these other guys have, or a couple of these other guys have knocked out. And the ice rod search for the other guys it can turn out very, very painful depending on what they do. Stuff like all this overworld searching, maybe going into dungeons they don't need to. Mire, for example, that would be absolutely horrible. Just a huge time sink that, you know, they can't afford to let Meekin catch up, because he's going to.
Yeah.
He's going to. Yeah, he does not have to head into huge waste of time like overworld and Mire and, you know, blind pedestal checks. Well, I don't know why it would be blind. They have the book. But I just hope.
Well, I mean, blind pedestal pulls, maybe.
Yeah, there we go. That makes more sense.
To actually go there, I'll run all the way there. If they're gonna go there, they're gonna go with the crystals, and
probably.
Yeah.
Hey, we get to see my favorite sprite in its favorite style, the naked bunny there. I love that. Dark World bunny without the pearl, or when you get hit by one of those anti-fairies. I love that naked bunny.
I blinked and I missed Kermit's Ice Palace boss kill, cold stare kill. Yeah, he just hovered in the air there until it was dead. It was good.
Yep, very good. Good fight.
Mad skills.
Yep. Where is Kermit going? Is he going to get his ice rod? Methinks. I think so.
That could be good. Tower of Hera is the place, so could be making the plays. Runner Watcher is delivering the blacksmith, which is not the plays.
Chex is also delivering the blacksmith in the convoluted way. He has to save and quit to Light World and take him.
He's taking him to the witch. Nope. There you go.
He doesn't have a mirror, so he's doing a couple of fetch quests all at once.
He's doing all of the fetch quests. He just needs a shovel.
Yeah, which, I don't know, maybe the blacksmith will have it. Oh, no, probably not. I mean, maybe. But yeah, Chex and Runner Watcher both had a commanding lead over Meekin, now doing all this overworld scavenging, and we know, as spectators, that it's just not going to pan out for them. So they're just wasting time at this point. Wow, Meekin's really hauling through Turtle Rock here. Almost to the boss fight.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly you can do these dungeons in Go Mode, especially like not having to go through the laser bridge section because you got all the keys. So
yep. Oh, was the dungeon small and big key and small keys set up to where you don't have to do a bunch of extra stuff? That's always nice.
I like it when that happens.
Yeah, same.
We're gonna see a very nice Trinex fight from Meekin. That was fantastic. Getting that last hit just as the neck extended.
Yep.
That was
Clean
good.
Fight. Now he's gonna get the double hit into one more slash. I think nope, didn't get the double hit, but still makes quick work of him. He's dead.
Yep. Still a very, very nice fight.
Yep, he's dead. Oh no.
So now Runner Watcher is delivering the mushroom to the witch and the purple chest.
Okay.
Which I like this play a little bit better.
Do you remember what I said about these guys making the gamble for deep ice rod in Turtle Rock?
Oh no.
Oh no, Kermit. I've been in this guy's shoes, guys. This is not fun. And there's no way for him to know, but he's going to get all the way to the end and not have the ice rod.
Oh, see, this is kind of what sucks here, because you have to go to. I mean, you could gamble on T-Rock, which has more items. It does, but if you do get the ice rod, then you can just mirror over to Tower of Hera right in front of Ganon's tower and then mirror back. Mm-hmm. But that play only really works if you've completed all the rest of the dungeons. And with Swamp Palace still in play, I don't think I would have done this play.
Now, I wouldn't have either, but you have to admit that if Ice Rod was to be in this dungeon and Kermit made this gamble, he would have that knowledge, and he would have, go mode for all of his other crystal dungeons so early. I mean, early as in an hour and 8 minutes into the race. But it's a gamble that when it pays off in a big way. So it is unfortunate he's not going to find the Ice Rod here, but man, it's lucky for Meekin, isn't it?
Yep. Meekin's now going to be heading into Swamp Palace, Pod, and Ice Palace. Still a few dungeons. These are going to be quick dungeons. So Ice Palace and Swamp Palace in Go mode are going to be very, very quick. So Tower of Hera, though, for Runner Watcher is going to be incredibly fast.
Yes.
Turtle Rock also we saw was also incredibly fast. So if Runner Watcher can head over to Hera, which it looks like that's where Runner Watcher is going right now, then Watcher can still pull ahead at this point.
Oh man, yeah, he has he did take a lot of time checking, like Swamp Palace, and well, I guess Pod, you still have to find the big key and enough small keys to get through it. But still, yeah, I think we're gonna have Runner and Meekin kind of meeting up close to the end of the game.
And Chex does have 3 dungeons to do as well. Tower of Hera, which again is fairly quick. Getting a little bit hot in this Tower of Hera.
Yeah.
With all the fire going on here.
Yeah, but at least he has his ice rod now, so those burns aren't too big of a deal. He just pulled himself off. Kermit again, man, making quick work of this dungeon, but he's not going to find what he's looking for. Hopefully he stays on the mountain after he leaves, though. Hey, bug catching net. And it looks like he's backtracking for either a full magic refill or I don't know what he's...
yeah, it'll be a magic refill and then a powder on the anti-fairy.
Yep, okay. He's just healing up a little bit.
A little bit of safeties. Definitely better than dying and going all the way back to the beginning.
Well, to stick with missing out on boss fights, I don't know how Chex killed that caterpillar so fast. I didn't even see it. You're the best commentators ever.
Yep.
Okay, he's heading. I bet he's heading.
I haven't seen any bosses yet.
I've seen a couple. So we do have Runner Watcher in go mode. We have Chex as well. He's heading straight. Well, he was heading straight to T-Rock until, of course, he got bullied by that Dead Rock, that squirrel. And yes, Runner Watcher as well. He's going into his caterpillar fight with Moldorm. While Meekin knocked out Swamp so fast. That's what we're talking about, guys. A go mode Swamp is significantly faster than having to search the entire dungeon. But there's so many items in it that, you know, you're missing out on Ice Rod. You kind of want to search Swamp.
Yep.
It's randomizer.
But Meekin still has all of Pod and all of Ice Palace to do, and Runner Watcher only has Turtle Rock at this point.
Yep.
And Turtle Rock is right next to Ganon's tower, so Meekin's gonna have to do some real fast footwork here to catch up with Runner Watcher.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pull some magic out of a hat, which isn't out of the realm of possibility whatsoever, especially depending on how the GT Big Keep plays out for us, or for them. Oh no! Oh, hey, Runner Watcher got past. I thought he got Dead Rocked as well. Dead Rock blocked.
Dead Rocks are the true boss in A Link to the Past.
Yep. Once in a while, you just have to pull out your magic powder and turn them into a little blob and show them what for. It's really cathartic. You guys should all give it a shot. Oh, or Quake, speaking of which, that Runner Watcher is currently using to get into his last crystal dungeon. Kermit checking the last laser bridge chest and immediately saving and quitting. Very unfortunate, because I was kind of hoping he would stay on the mountain, but he couldn't mirror out. And he couldn't. Oh no, he couldn't check the Mimic Cave either.
Nope. But to be fair, there's nothing in the Mimic Cave, so...
True, but hopefully he doesn't find the mirror and be like, oh, I bet you I know where it is. I bet it's in Mimic Cave. It happens. Go back to check one really, really far away place.
I mean,
once you find progression.
The worst would be if Meekin had gone back to Thieves Town after getting the hammer.
Yeah, which is still a possibility.
Well, Meekin's in go mode, so I really don't think he's gonna go out of his way.
Not Meekin. I mean, it's a possibility.
Oh, okay.
Kermit. Yeah, but Kermit didn't leave that behind. He didn't even go into Thieves Town. So, yeah. Man, so much going on. Even mixing up the racers. Where was the big key in Pod? Do you remember?
Yeah, it should be right in this chest here.
Yep, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yep, that's exactly why, because then he can mirror out. Because I am rooting for Meekin at this point. I love Runner Watcher. He's my guy, and it looks like.
But he's not using the bunny sprite.
I know, but he is a very good runner, and he has an awesome lead right now. But man, Meekin with that bow shenanigan earlier, pretty excited for him to catch up, you know, as it were. Kermit is going to Zora King, I think. Also, to make up for the zoom earlier, he made his screen a little bit smaller for us.
It's pixel manipulation. Got to do those pixel measurements.
Yep.
Got to get those right frames going. There's just definitely camera manipulation going on here in order to make sure that, you know, best running pixel.
You were just making stuff up.
I am. How could you tell?
It's I don't know. I have a knack for these things. I've seen a few shops in my time. But no, for who was asking in chat what the shenanigans were, the bow was in Spiral Cave, and Meekin missed out on it for a good long while and lost a lot of time because of it. But he was the first of these 4 racers to go into go mode, luckily finding the ice rod in Tower of Hera. So he's catching up very, very fast. He still has a lot of catching up to do. But Runner Watcher seems to be going out of his... Oh, no, never mind. For some reason, I thought he was going to switch to mirror. I was like, why are you going there? This has been a pretty fun seed.
It has. So we have Runner Watcher, who's about halfway or over halfway through Turtle Rock. Meekin, who's going into the boss of Pod, but still, Meekin's still gonna have to go into Ice Palace.
It's a short dungeon in go mode, but it's still
not that short.
A dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that short, exactly.
And with Red Mail, you can pretty much face tank all these hits from the fireballs.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Silver Arrow to the Jewel, and Helmosaur King is dead.
So we're gonna be getting our pedestal check here. So get those RNG's spraying emotes in chat here. You want to see something good at least. Not gonna be anything progression wise, but
Gold Sword. Nope, Couch Cash.
Nope, just Couch Cash.
Womp womp. Chex seems to have checked a lot of extra locations here in Turtle Rock. He checked Laser Bridge. I'm not sure why. Oh, hey. We're going for a backdoor Trinex fight. Oh, he ran into the rock shell, or the rock shell of Trinex. That's unfortunate. I love the backdoor strat to kill this guy. Clean first phase for Runner Watcher.
And checks both these guys. I'm gonna get the sync Trinex kill.
Yep, after the 45 minutes of explosions. Nice. Both of them getting second phase. Second phase quick kill. Kermit seems to be doing overworld searching now. A lot of backtracking to locations.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because it's literally right in the dungeon he needs to go complete.
Yep, a very short dungeon. Well, yeah, I mean...
Tower of Hera is very, yeah.
Yeah, light world dungeons usually are awesome to check. Eastern Palace can be a pain if you don't have the bow. You know, that can be a pretty big time sink, but both Desert and Hera are very short dungeons, pendant or otherwise. So, quite unfortunate. Kermit's missing out on that ice rod.
So we're getting our Ganon's Tower stuff going on here. So normally with tournaments, we do this game, Big Key Guessing game. Because this is a stream where we're going to be streaming people, and there's people who are not on the stream, we won't have the bot going, but get those big key guesses in 1 through 22.
Yep. My guess is already wrong. I always get 2 guesses because I'm okay. I always hope that it's going to be a small key and a big key in the first 2 chests on that east side. But nope, it was just a shield and some money.
What are these
Also,
new rules? You don't get 2 guesses.
Oh, of course I do.
No, you don't.
It's those 2 chests on the right side. The big key's in one of those 2 every time I guess. I'm okay. Checks, by the way, I was wondering why he was searching extra chests within Turtle Rock. It's because he doesn't have the mirror yet. I did figure that out. Which he did just fine.
Half magic.
Yo, half magic in Ganon's tower. Very nice.
I hate when those skeletons hang up in the top right and left corners.
Yeah, when I first come into the room, I just hookshot all of them. Just freeze them in place. Make things a little bit easier on myself. Wow, great movement from Runner Watcher here. Looking for that big key. Meekin with a cool cold stare fight.
Yep, getting that last crystal. And what was that green potion?
I think so.
So Runner Watcher is going to check chest 9 right now, I believe. This is chest 9.
I've lost track of count.
Track of count.
I've lost count of track.
Track of count? Like Count Dracula?
That's no.
Or
Hermit,
the count.
The count, yeah. Count Chocula. Hermit is going to full clear swamp looking for this ice rod. And it's not a bad play, but man, that hair is so short. Quite short.
Yeah, but it's a trip all the way up Death Mountain again. The thing is he should have done it while he was up there. And maybe he thinks he's already done it.
Oh no.
But that could be it. I mean, I don't know. But
okay, seriously, not to interrupt, but if Meekin comes up here and goes east side G Tower first, I think he could pass up Runner.
Depends. We still have Bob's chest, and then the chest behind Armos. And maybe it's in Tile Room, and nobody likes doing Tile Room.
No,
it's not in Bob's chest.
How many times have you just bombed the floor and forgotten Bob's chest?
Me,
I do it a lot.
a bunch, yeah.
Yeah, I've done it a lot. And then you just hope that it's not, the big key's not there. Ice Armos giving Runner Watcher a little bit of trouble, but Silver Arrows cleans it up pretty fast. Oh, come on, where's that big key at? Nope, east side it is. Now, will Runner stop in Tile Room, or will he just blow past it? I think he'll skip it.
My favorite strat to do with this block, I think, is what... I was going to say what I thought Runner Watcher was going to do, which was just boot it into the corner. You know what? It could have been... Meekin might have gone right side, but there's no small keys there.
Oh, he can't go... he can't go right side. Unless, of course, he has to take this small key from the torch. And that's just out of the way. Might as well keep heading west. Alrighty. It's gotta be here.
Or it could be a Tile Room.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Test 20.
Very nice. For anybody that made that guess, good on you. Because both of my guesses were wrong. Runner Watcher, a little low on magic, even with half magic. But I think he has a green pot, so worst case scenario, he can refill.
I like the way you say that, scenario.
I'm not sure if you're making fun at this point.
No. I genuinely have never heard it said that way. I always called scenario. So I like scenario. I'm gonna steal that. I don't know if that's the proper way to say it, but I like it.
The proper way to say something that I probably said improperly. Awesome. I hope Runner goes for Cannonball Z. Oh, he went for it, but he didn't get it. Still got through the Cannonball room really fast. I like it. Here he comes into the Gauntlet.
Ooh, that was a nice kill room, or Gauntlet room.
Yeah, he is very well trained in A Link to the Past Vanilla, so this isn't any problem for him. Like that dash right there across the top of the conveyor belt, I love that. I've never practiced it. I need to. Hey, a full refill for his magic. Beautiful. Yeah, this Gauntlet, very, very clean, very fast. Don't get shot with the laser. Nope.
Yo, that was some sick dodges.
Yeah.
Mikan coming up the Gauntlet as well pretty soon.
Wow.
And what a nice Landmo 2 kill.
Yeah, that fireball shooter giving him no trouble whatsoever. He kited it to shoot to the left a little bit there, and 3 silver arrows. This is where the high-tier runners, their muscle memory kicks in, and they just show us how it's done.
Yep. It's Ganon's Tower, the top part is always the same. Really, no matter what you have. I mean, there's small differences. Like, if you don't have the boots, then this room that Runner Watcher's in right now is kind of a pain in the butt. And a few other rooms as well. But, or if you don't have the fire rod, there could also be fun times with this room.
Yeah, but mostly it's just enemy RNG, and, you know, guys, these veterans, they know what to expect. Speaking of which, it is great to see 3 of our 4 runners all in G Tower at the same time. That's how you know that it's been a really good seed, really clean seed. And speaking of which, Kermit is heading up the mountain, so I think he's about to find himself the ice rod and kick himself for all of the extra dungeons that he's full cleared. Okay, Chex is going east side now. Will he stop? Will he stop in this room?
Nope.
Of course not.
That room, not so fun.
Good Caterpillar refight. And great Landmo fight too, wow.
Yeah. Lots of excellent boss fights in this dungeon. Or mini boss fights, I guess they're now called.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stick with refight. I mean, even though you might not have fought them in the first place. So that doesn't really work either.
That's true.
Yeah, whatever. Let's fight the wizard again. Runner Watcher setting up. Now you got a double.
It was a double.
Yeah.
The Geometry Master boss here.
Yeah, he almost got another one, but that blue ball knocked him aside. Oh, 0. It's always really painful to just miss an entire.
Ooh, but that triple was so good.
Yeah, vanilla refights. Thank you, Slab. Yeah, very good triple for that last cycle. Hey, Kermit. Kermit is moments away from getting into go mode.
Yep.
If this mini Moldorm would leave him alone. Nice.
You gotta wonder what he's gonna feel now.
It's frustration usually. You try not to let it get you salty, but man, knowing that you've wasted that much time looking in dungeons that you just didn't need to. Could have go-moded Swamp. That's probably the worst of it. Oh, I could have go-moded Swamp. What am I doing? Great first and second phase Ganon from Runner Watcher. Now he's just waiting for the giant pig to stop teleporting so he can push this third phase through its 4 cycles. Whoa, I totally missed it, but apparently Chex knocked out the gauntlet of G Tower really quickly as well. I saw when he was heading in.
That was incredibly fast.
Yeah. Chex did a really nice... really nice bonk there to set up the Landmo quick kill, but then missed an arrow. I like that bonk strat. Last arrow for Runner Watcher, and that's it.
GG to Runner Watcher. All right, just
Nice.
gotta make sure he makes it through the door.
And you guys heard it. I was rooting for him the whole time. I never backed out on that once. What a great race. Nice. Runner's so excited that he didn't even stop his timer.
Yeah, just more interested in the dot dunning on SRL. And speaking of SRL, Runner Watcher has officially finished with a first place time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Yeah.
So we also have to, we also have to shout out Langstion, who came in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 5 seconds. And Magnificent, who came in third place with an official time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 36 seconds. So very, very short time differences between these runners.
Yeah. I'm really, really proud of Runner Watcher. These 4 guys aren't the only racers, you know, and he toppled all of them with really, really good execution and some sound, logical plays throughout the entire race. Pretty awesome. Meekin coming into the 3rd phase of his Ganon fight. Low on health, but that shouldn't be a problem. Not with silver arrows.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Runner Watcher, and congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I was so nervous through Ganon's Tower because I just threw away so much time going to Village of Outcasts. And when I got that Ice Rod in Hera, I was just like kicking myself. I was like, I knew it was going to be up here. I knew I should have gone to Hera and just straight over to T-Rock. It would have been so clean. And all through the Ganon's Tower, I expected the dot duns to just kind of start flying again. So...
It wasn't much long after you finished that they did in fact start coming in, and Meekin nailing that Ganon fight, also finishing up here. So GG to Meekin, that was fantastic.
Yep, getting second place throughout the 4 racers that we're watching. Very clean on him, especially Runner. If you're curious to know how the race kind of went, Meekin missed out on that bow and spiral cape for a very long time. And then got into go mode before all of you guys.
Yeah, it was crazy. Honestly, I was surprised. We mentioned that Ice Rod could be in Tower of Hera, and then that would put the playing field a lot more even. And sure enough, Meekin went into Tower of Hera because already up there to get the bow, and woo. That was like one thing after another. Just everything fell into place.
He was catching up with you. So how do you feel? Other than kicking yourself for that Ice Rod, you did really well. Great execution, especially G Tower. You got to feel pretty good about that first qualifier race victory.
Hey, sorry about that. I had to run for a sec. What were you saying?
How do you feel about your victory? Is it all nerves, or you feel pretty good?
I feel really good about winning. I don't feel... I know that I need to do this. I probably need to do this 2 or 3 times. And I didn't actually feel that my play and my decisions were quite up to snuff today. So there's a bunch of things I have to think about. It being an Agaseed, Agaseeds I always have problems with. I always do everything. I just can't bring myself to do Aga until I'm 100% sure. I also had problems in the start with like bombs and rupees. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but
yep.
I couldn't check Agina's cave when I went through desert, and there was like a bunch of, and I couldn't go to Mini Moldarum cave. I had to go to desert instead because I was out of bombs. Then I couldn't go to Zora right away because I was out of rupees. There's just like a few messy things like that. And then at the end, just all the checks I did thinking about Ice Rod, that's really when I start to panic, when it's just one item left.
Yep.
And I realize, especially if it's Ice Rod, it's just like I have access to literally the entire game. There's no, I can do everything. I could go to pedestal. I could, do every pendant dungeon.
All the overworld.
All the overworld left side swamp. And there's a few things that like I probably wouldn't have won if I just checked like Graveyard Ledge or like a couple other things, I would not have come in first. And so,
for sure.
Yeah, it's just I feel lucky that I did come in first, but also not my kind of seed at all, to be honest.
Just to make you feel a little better about Aghanim's Tower, all 4 of you being restreamed put it off until very last, and you were all in Aghanim's Tower at the same time. So you all had the same idea. Do everything you can beforehand. Maybe even sequence breaking a little bit if you have to, but yeah, it forced you guys into it.
Yeah, I think, seeing that bow, and then after the bow, I was like, well, it's probably... I don't know. I felt really dumb having done Eastern Palace. I mean, Eastern Palace and Sahasrara were just... What a complete bust. I mean, there was nothing. And then I dashed all the way to Sit Kid, and I dashed all the way back to Agina, and it felt like completely scattered. Every Aga seed, I feel like such a mess when I do it. I feel like there's no logic to my decisions, and I'm just going nuts trying to find, like this time it was just that hammer. But I think what really helped me was what I did, and I actually did really well in an Aga seed a few days ago the same way. When I went right into Dark World, for some reason I just felt like with the bow, the progression was definitely going to be in pod. So I felt like going to pod instead of hookshotting over the river was really good, and getting out of there after the mitts was good.
Yeah, the pod play for Titans and the flute were really, really, really good choices on your part. You shouldn't knock your execution, though. You were saying you were a little disappointed in that. Your G Tower was very clean, especially your gauntlet. Can't give you enough praise for that. Super fast. That muscle memory really kicking into overdrive for you.
Thanks so much. I just love having the tempered sword. It just makes everything so much better.
Oh, definitely. You guys, so many swords early on.
I want to say GG to Mikan. We have Mikan joining us as well here. So
I'm pretty mad at video games, I gotta say.
So how are you feeling about that bow?
Well, it's okay. I don't know why I didn't, I haven't played Rando in probably 2 weeks or so I guess things have started leaking from my brain, and I guess Spiral K was the first one to go. And actually Aghanim was probably the first one to go.
The thing was, though, that you ended up going to Aga first. You were the first one to make that Aga play.
What?
So
first in go mode, brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You were the first in go mode, but you were a couple of, I think you were a dungeon or 2 behind, because of not having the bow. But yes, you were the first to do Aga. You were the first in go mode.
Yeah, you
Wait, was bow your go mode?
No, ice rod.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was an ice rod because Mikan got ice rod, then went to flippers, get flippers and hammer.
That's right. My bad. So, but it was flippers and hammer up there. That's right.
Yeah.
That must have been so different than what I did. I mean,
well, yeah. When you forget Spiral Cave, and do everything else. Luckily, it locked so much, or I would have done a lot more of the game. I figured as soon as I found it that I need to check low probability things, I guess. I don't know. Hera doesn't seem that low probability. So I got the ice rod. I feel super early. As soon as I got the bow, I got the mitts, and then actually, right, as soon as I got the mitts, I left because I figured that I need to do stupid stuff in order to stay in the race. So I just left right there. Immediately found the mirror, then immediately found the ice rod there, and then I actually went to East Death Mountain right then and hit go mode and hookshot cave, didn't I?
You made up a lot of time that you lost because of that bow. You caught up to Runner Watcher very, very quickly with all those especially Swamp go mode is so pretty to watch. So yeah, don't knock yourself too much for that bow, those bow shenanigans.
Well, I'm a little. It took me maybe 2 or 3 minutes to remember to go find it, and I don't know if you're looking at the times, but I think I lost by about 2 minutes. So maybe if I had remembered, this would have been a little different. But
well, if you remembered,
I guess it's okay.
Then your routing would have probably been different.
You're
you have to because pretty much anybody else who had bow had basically gone to pod right when going into the Dark World without the hammer. And so, you know, most of them had to double dip pod anyways. You skipped that, went right over to like Thieves Town and all that stuff over there.
And they would have had mitts and had a lot more access to stuff over in the West Dark World, I guess.
And knocking out Eastern, hoping that they don't have to do Aghanim as well, which you didn't. You went straight into.
Yeah,
Aghanim.
if you never did did Eastern, that's actually a big time save.
I did Eastern.
He did. Yeah, he did as much as he
most
could.
of it,
okay.
yeah. Just didn't do the boss.
Right. I didn't have the bow.
Yep.
Really good game, man. Did really well. Speaking of good game, Kermit is on Moldorm 2 right now. So all of you guys, I mean, Chex' credits aren't even done, and Kermit's coming into second to last boss fight. So awesome race.
Meekin, look at your collection rate compared to mine. I think the late bow was not so bad.
Maybe you're right. I'll just forget stuff all the time, and then maybe this will always happen.
Hey, Runner Watcher was kind of forced in early game to skip a bunch of stuff and backtrack to a bunch of stuff. So, you know, it does play out. I mean, it's randomizer. It plays out pretty weird sometimes when you miss something or when you're forced to double dip places or recheck places. It's randomizer. Right. We love it. We love this stuff.
And we have Chex Human here with us now as well. GG.
GG.
Hey, Chex. Good game, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was what we were just explaining is kind of like some of the differences. You know, hello, words please. What was really interesting actually that I want to mention right at the beginning of the race, so we had four runners obviously on the restream. Runner Watcher, Meekin, you guys are on the right side, and Chex and Kermit were on the left side. Runner Watcher Meekin did the exact same routing at the beginning, pretty much. And Chex and Kermit, Chex, you did the exact same route as Kermit. And ironically, like when you guys both, or all of you pretty much converged on Aga, you guys were both, like all four of you in there at the same time, but you were synced with Kermit, and Meekin and Runner Watcher were synced together. So it was just, I don't know, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, everybody kind of converged in Aghanim's tower, but yeah, right side, you right side racers were really close, and the left side racers also really close. Really cool race. Weird seed though, to be honest. It seemed like a clean seed, like a
yeah, it did. There was a lot of time where I wasn't getting anything before I finally went to Temple of Hera, but yeah, seemed pretty normal. I didn't have to do. I don't know why I did Eastern Palace really, because I kind of, in retrospect, I would have searched Pod first. So I'm not really sure why I did that before going to Aghanim. But what the heck?
You weren't the only one. You weren't the
Exactly.
only one. So no worries there. We have Kermit in on the Ganon fight right now. By the way, he's in the last phase. But start plugging the pig with silver arrows.
Yep, and GG, that was a very nice Ganon fight. Kermit lifting up the sword here. Gonna be getting that done ready in the SRL channel, and then probably joining us fairly shortly after.
Yeah, good game again, guys. Chex, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I was glad to be able to use this fire rod duplication that was recently posted by Fatman Spanda with the bow and arrow, because I didn't have enough magic going into Cold Stare. So I figured...
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it was...
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
There was a period of time where there was some frame droppage during the restream, and I think Cold Stare, pretty much anytime somebody was in Ice Palace was when it was happening. So yes, there was, it's kind of the same concept as when you do it with the sword beams. If you time it properly, it's basically the same thing. You fire rod, then wait a second, then shoot, then blah 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 blah. Kind of rinse and repeat.
It's more difficult, it seems.
Yeah.
It seems like there's this you shoot the bow, and then there's a very small frame window where you can shoot the fire rod, and that's all there is to it. But I think just enough hits, or maybe it was even just one. I'm not sure.
Either way, it's really cool new tech, and I can't wait to see how it works. I'll try it out myself. And good on you for thinking on your feet. It's a big part of Randomizer, is just figuring out what you're doing while you're doing stuff. It's quite difficult.
Yeah, sorry.
So you go ahead. Sakura.
I was just gonna say, it's amazing how much the Randomizer community has contributed to some new tech in general. Just all these new strategies coming out. Just
yep, it hasn't slowed down either.
Nope.
It just keeps getting bigger. Awesome first qualifier match, you guys. This has been really great.
Thank you. Thanks for commentating.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this and think about how cool I am. One moment, I'm wondering if you guys caught this. I realized a point where I got super lucky. Because I was gonna go check Iced Tea chest, and then open up the big chest. I think I knew that was gonna be Big Key.
Oh.
Palace, and I missed the bomb jump. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yep.
But then missing the bomb jump actually, if I'd made that bomb jump and then gone to Iced Tea Room and everything, I think I would not have won the race.
You could have sunk a couple, or at least, a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a minute or two checking that, probably. And then when of course, it made me feel really good when I saw Cold Stare with that item. But yeah, I mean, that shows you just, even when you play Mel and you make some good decisions, there's all this, there's such an enormous element of luck involved.
Yep. I did see somebody go to the big key or big chest without the big key in Ice Palace. That was good. I did that yesterday, so it made me feel good about myself.
I think that was me after I missed the bomb jump. I was super flustered.
Yep, it was good. It was good. This was a fantastic race to commentate, to watch. You guys all did an amazing job. I just want to say, hello Kermit, welcome to the thing. GG on finishing.
Thanks.
Yeah, good game, man.
How you feeling about that ice ride?
I don't know. Bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
What made you stay away from Tower of Hera? That was kind of my biggest question. Just item concentration of the other dungeons and locations around the world, or around the Hyrule, I guess. I don't know.
At some point I felt really, really behind, and I tried to make some one-off location plays, but that didn't work at all. So I went TR and got an even bigger disadvantage. And I wanted to at least have Hera for doing it right before Ganon's Tower, so I left it. I was even debating going to Meyer before checking Hera, but thank God I didn't do that as well.
Yep.
The hammer and mirror in the locations that they were really did kind of put all of you guys off of Hera for a while if you didn't do things in a very specific order. Not having mirror and not having the hammer just kind of caused some confusion early on. So it makes sense that you guys didn't get into Hera very early. But man, it's really painful for that ice rod.
Yeah, I think my execution was decent enough, but the routing was pretty terrible, and I kind of got afraid when things went south in the middle of the run, so yeah, that made it worse.
for sure, your execution was on point. All four of you were cleaning up boss fights, faster than Sakura and I could even witness most of them. So execution was on point for all four of you, and got to give you props for that. Speaking of which, everybody, follow these runners. These guys are awesome, and they deserve it.
Heck yeah. All of them. They're so good. It was fantastic. Honestly, you guys did a fantastic job. I enjoyed the race. It was good. And you guys are so close. Like, you guys, even though like your routing and everything else was different, like you guys pretty much finished within what, at least I think, yeah, 13 minutes was like the highest.
I want to admit something. I did a little bit of metagaming. When I entered GT and saw no one had done yet, despite my 3 minutes wasted doing, absolutely nothing, I was like, this big key has to be in a really stupid spot. And as soon as I saw there was no keys on the right side, I was like, yeah, this key is over there. As soon as I got down the Stolfos room, I went over to the right side, and I knew no one was going to do that.
What was that, like the 20th chest that I checked or something?
Yep, 20th, 19th for some, but yeah, it was 19 or 20 for most of you.
Mm-hmm. All of you skipped title room.
Yeah, nobody likes doing title room. Unless you enjoy, well, you guys have the cape and, powder.
No, we don't do that, Saku. Stop.
I mean, you could have just pulled on the wall and taken a just a second to just cool your
Stop it. Please stop.
Zen.
She's been like this the whole race, guys. We're not going to do this. I promise. But it was a lot of fun. Oh man, Kermit, your boss fights all with tempered sword. I love that. Everything else 0.
Was I the only one who did a fight with? I think I was probably the only one who killed a boss with Master Sword, because I went to. Probably everybody else went to. What was it? Mini Moldrum Cave that had the tempered sword.
Yeah.
And I because I was out of bombs, I went to Desert Palace first. So that was the only one that I did with Master Sword.
Whoa. Okay, look at these collection rates. You can compare them a little bit. That's really awesome, guys. Meekin, your bow shenanigans again, just knocking out like what 20 something 20 locations that you didn't have to check. Kind of paid off for you.
Yeah, listen to everyone. Just skip a really important location, and then when you find it later, just make all the stupid gambles, and it'll pay off.
Yeah, your early go mode before everybody else really helped out, and you caught up so fast. It's all of you should definitely go back and watch the highlight for this or the VOD for this. It's worth it. It's super fun, even with everybody struggling with Ice Rod. It's worth watching.
I didn't jinx you at all.
Oh,
cool.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Not this time.
I just want to point out, probably the reason that I felt stressed out, despite coming in first, I do have the highest collection rate, so I think that probably shows why the end was very stressful for me. Just all of those GT chests and all those chests before Ice Rod was really getting into my head.
And that's another thing about coming in first is when you don't see other people finish. Sometimes, like what somebody else was saying with the metagaming, you end up checking a little bit more locations just out of, having that ability to metagame.
I was looking over at the IRC like every 15 seconds. Like I was seriously going nuts.
Well, with that high collection rate in all of your nerves, none of that got you down. Your execution prevailed quite a bit. If it wasn't for that and maybe some weird stuff that happened in Ice Palace for you, yeah, you could have easily came in second or lost more places or positions in this race. What'd you win by? 30 seconds, I think?
Yeah, very close, me and Langstan. And I think Langstan's a good friend, and I think both of us are just doing all 4 races this week. So,
Ooh.
Nice. Well, dodge the next one.
Friendships.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I'm very nervous about. I mean, I'm hoping I'm moving across the country on Friday, so it makes sense for me to get these done when I'm on like a television that I know and in a situation that I'm comfortable with and stuff. But I don't know if I don't know. It's just the fact that you don't know who's going to be in what qualifiers, and you know, who knows who would show up tomorrow? It could be anybody, and that's just another element of stress added to the equation.
And I gotta admit, I love it. More randomization in our randomizer. I love it myself. It's a little stressful when you're actually racing and playing, but as spectators, commentators, and viewers, it makes the races very, very exciting. Not knowing who you're coming in to race is definitely an element of anxiety, though. I totally get that. Good game again, guys.
Yeah, good game, everybody.
Yeah, thank you all.
And thank you, Sakura, for commentating with me. This has been a ton of fun. A lot of good laughs.
Yeah, thank you for commentating with me and agreeing to.
Oh, so of course.
I appreciate it. And thank you guys for racing. Honestly, can't run a rando tournament without the racers. So
exactly.
Super awesome. And if you guys haven't already, again, make sure to follow these runners. They're fantastic. If you like what you saw, they were, which you should, they were fantastic. So give them some love. Show them some love.
And Sakura, what can we expect from these qualifier matches? When are we going to see another? And what else is going on the channel tonight?
Well, there is going to be qualifiers daily for the next couple weeks here. So if you type in !summer in chat, you will actually get the link to the qualifier schedule, which will show the times of every single qualifier. They'll be about every other day, they're at 2:15 p.m. and every opposite day of that, they're at 9:15 p.m. And then on weekends, we have them both at 2:15 and 9:15. So there's going to be 24 of them all together. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And then after that, of course, we got the top 8, the brackets. So we'll
It'll be here before we know it.
Absolutely. It'll go by really quick. There's a reason it's called a mini tournament. It's gonna be really fast. So
well, of course it's fast. It's a race.
Yep,
races. Plural. Thanks again, guys. This has been awesome. I can't wait to see where we go with this tournament.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you again, Sakura. So much fun. And hopefully we'll catch each other in a race sometime.
Absolutely. And everyone else, thank you guys so much for watching. Super appreciated. If you haven't already, make sure to follow the Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming 1, or Speed Gaming, and then Speed Gaming 2 through 6, as well as we have the Speed Gaming language channels, so make sure to hit those up as well. We have no more matches on this channel right now, but we do have a few other matches on some of the other channels. At the moment, we have a Super Metroid: A Link to the Past randomizer on Speed Gaming 5, which should be close to wrapping up, if not already wrapped up. We have a Bloodborne tournament that's going on Speed Gaming 2. We have Celeste matches that are going on Speed Gaming 3 and 4. And I believe, yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Tomorrow we have some Overworld Glitches tournament stuff, Link's Awakening DX, Mega Man 2. There's tons of stuff going on these channels, so make sure to give these channels a follow as well. And I will see you guys in the next qualifier.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.